Hello, we are going to get started with the topic of co-teaching. With your co-teaching partner, briefly discuss what you consider the definition of co-teaching. Take a couple of minutes to share initial ideas. All right. Next, discuss what must be evident or in place for co-teaching to be successful. I'll give you a few more minutes. As we go through our presentation, our definitions will grow with the new information discussed. Please take the time now to answer the question with your co-teacher. Now we will move on to debunking co-teaching myths. Think about things that may look like co-teaching but are not. For example, co-teaching is not a teacher and an assistant. Co-teaching is not a job sharing where teachers teach on different days. Co-teaching is not when one teacher walks around the room and the other teacher is teaching the content. Co-teaching is not one teacher in charge of observing and making anecdotal notes for all students. Co-teaching is not where one teacher simply tells the other teacher what to do and how to do it. Co-teaching is not when teachers take turns being in charge of the class so the other teacher can get caught up on grading, photocopying, creating documents, etc. Co-teaching is not when one co-teacher plans all the lessons and the other teacher comes into the room in the morning and says, "What are we doing today and what would you like me to do?" Co-teaching is not easy. Well, it must be. There are two teachers in the room, right? All right, so instead, we're going to debunk those myths. Co-teaching is an art. Co-teaching is a dance. Co-teaching is a well-thought, purposefully planned fusion of two educators' strengths, expertise, experience, knowledge, time, and investment. Co-teaching with young learners is a collaborative and dynamic approach that fosters a supportive educational environment. In this inclusive strategy, educators work seamlessly together, leveraging their unique strengths to meet the diverse needs of students. Co-teachers create a rich learning atmosphere where young minds are nurtured through individualized support, engaging activities, and a sense of belonging. This thoughtful partnership not only enhances academic growth, but also cultivates social-emotional development, laying a foundation for a lifetime of successful learning and collaboration. Part of co-teaching is getting to know yourself, your strengths and interests and passions, and how to combine together. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that represents the intersection of four elements: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. In essence, Ikigai is the convergence of passion, vocation, mission, and profession, where a vocation is a personal calling and a profession is a job or career that requires specialized training, and also where passion is to do what you love, whereas mission or purpose is to do what contributes. Ikigai. We understand that co-teaching is not merely putting two adults in the same classroom. To be successful in co-teaching, we recognize that teachers need support in order to work together for our targeted outcomes of student success. Take a moment and pause and list your strengths, interests, and passions, what you bring to the table, or what you bring to the UTK classroom. Please think of 8 to 10 strengths or more and write them down on a paper or type them in your computer. We will take about 5 minutes here and I will bring us back together. Looking at your list that you have so far, here are some ideas that maybe you listed, or if you hear one that resonates with you, you might like to add it to your list. Creative, active listener, cooperative, collaborative, organized, go-getter, enthusiastic, cheerful, loving, joy-filled, love to read aloud, love science experiments, love working through solutions, enjoy teaching social emotional skills, good at computers, screen management, excellent with Google Slides or Docs, love to dance and sing, good with lesson planning. Those are just a few examples. Now we will have a few minutes to think of 4 or 5 strengths that you recognize in your co-teacher. Go ahead and do that now, and I will bring us back together in a few minutes. Okay, so think for a moment, which one was easier, to write down strengths of your own or to write down the strengths of your co-teacher? How do you see these two lists creating a balanced co-teaching model within your classroom? At the end of this segment, you will be discussing with your partner ways to fuse these strengths and interests together to create the best teaching experience possible, which in turn will create the best focused learning environment for students. In thinking about what each partner brings to the co-teaching team, we recognize that co-teachers spend much of their time facing students together, watching each other's work, watching each other soar or thrive, occasionally stumble, and sometimes even fall. Starting with fusing your strengths at the beginning of the co-teaching relationship and again as a check-in throughout the school year is vital and coincides with establishing expectations and setting norms. Co-teaching only occurs when co-teaching teams co-plan, co-facilitate, and co-assess. There are 4 main models for co-teaching. These various co-instructional approaches are tools. They provide you options on how to best deliver instruction to meet the needs of students. The first model is parallel co-teaching. The parallel approach is when 2 or more teachers work with different groups of students in different sections of the classroom. The co-teachers teach, monitor, or facilitate the learning of different groups. Supportive model is when one teacher takes the lead instructional role and the other rotates among the students to provide support. Complementary teaching is when co-teachers do something to enhance the instruction provided by the other co-teacher. And then team teaching, When co-teachers team together to deliver the instruction, sharing the teaching stage in order to pique student interest and increase student engagement. So for the activity for this session is called 3-2-1 Protocol. And there is an article linked here from Dr. Richard Villa. And what I want you to do is review that article with your co-teaching partner and then write down independently 3 things you learned or thought about differently after reading the excerpt of the article, 2 ideas you found interesting, and then 1 question you might have. In addition, you're going to be taking a look at the directions written here for this advance organizer, issues for discussion. This is also from Dr. Richard Villa. And you're going to individually brainstorm and then discuss with a partner or small group. How would you address the following issues that co-teachers sometimes need to address? And then there will also be some questions posted in the Google form for you and your co-teacher to discuss together. And that's it for this session. Thank you so much.